Hey guys, it's Sarah, and today we are going to do a follow-up to my 5-year Unhaul project that I'm doing this year. And this is where I went back and I looked at my book hauls from my first year on BookTube, because I am in year 5 right now. And any of those books that I hauled that I have not read yet, I am challenging myself to read them now by a certain time. Then if I don't, I unhaul it. The whole idea is if I'm pulling them to read them and I'm not interested, maybe I'm just not interested anymore. So we're going to do a follow-up from the last TBR that I made. And then, So the last one I had 6 books on it. The first one was The Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. Now, this one was interesting because I have read this book. I read it before, but I wanted to reread it. I wanted to reread it so I can start, read this again, because I don't fully remember a lot of what was in here. And then I wanted to continue, and I was going to do the, what was it called? Oh, I don't remember the name of it, but it was a read along of Robin Hobb, and I didn't do it. So I just got too far behind. I never picked this up, even though it was staring me in the face. And I think part of it was because I've already read it, So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep it because I still have, her first 2 trilogies in the, The Elderling Along. That's what it was called. I was like, it was something that was hard to say. The Elderling Along. I have the first 2 trilogies in this whole world, and I want to read them. So I'm not getting rid of it, and I'm giving myself a pass because I have read it already. So, So read it, just didn't reread it. And then I had Blonde by Joyce Carol Oates, which I started and I DNF'd. I didn't like it at all. I got over 100 pages in and I was so bored, and I didn't care. So this was a book that was a fictionalized account of Marilyn Monroe. And I literally didn't care. And I can't even tell you what happened, even though I did read 100 pages of it. So it's like, nope, this isn't for me. I don't know that Joyce Carol Oates is an author for me. And I do have another one of her books on my shelves. And now I'm like, I don't know if I want to read that either. I'm going to have to give it a try and see what I think. But I do have the Book of American Murders on my shelves by her. And I'm not sure if she's going to be an author I'm going to be able to get into. But I did DNF and unhaul that one. I unhauled it before we moved. And then I had The Cuckoos Calling by Robert Galbraith. This is the first book in the Camorran Strike series, and I did read that, and I did really enjoy it. I gave it 4 stars, and I did hang on to it. It's in my closet upstairs where all of my read books are right now. But I did read it, and I did really enjoy that, and I have actually read all of them in that series so far, and I do plan to pick up number 5 when it comes out here soon, actually. Very soon. I think it comes out in September, so I do plan to pick that up as well. So good to go on that one. And then it was Heart-Shaped Box by Joe Hill, another one I DNF'd. And this one, it kind of surprised me that I DNF'd it, and I got halfway through this book, and I didn't care. I really didn't. I was like, nope, I was bored again. I thought the musical aspect of it I would like, but there's really not there. It wasn't such a focus as I thought it was going to be. And I thought that would be what kind of kept me interested. So nope, I DNF'd and unhauled that one before we moved as well. So that was a no. And then I had Sabrel by Garth Nix. I did not read this. And I'm not getting rid of it because I really do still want to read it. But if you remember my video where I talked about the changes I'm making, this was part of a thing that was overwhelming me a little bit because of deadlines and all that stuff. So I didn't end up reading it. I still really want to. This is the one that probably got the most comments on my video when I showed that it was on my list. And so many people were saying, you have to read that. It's so good. So, yeah, I didn't read it, but I'm not unhauling it. I'll explain why here soon. And the last one was In the Woods by Tana French, and this is the first book in the Dublin Murder Squad series, and I did read this book, and I did not enjoy it, actually. I can't remember. I think I might have given it 3 stars. 3 stars. I need to confirm things before I just start running my mouth. But yes, 3 stars. Which was a surprise because this would have been a 5-star prediction for me. I really thought this was going to be a 5-star read. It's supposed to be dark. It's supposed to be messed up, which it was, I guess. It wasn't as dark as I was expecting it to be. It was messed up, like the things that were happening and what actually happened. But there were quite a few times where I got a little bit confused, and then they would be interviewing witnesses and I'm like, wait, who is this? Like, this person was never even mentioned. Who is this? And they played a key role. And I'm like, what? So I don't know. It just wasn't what I wanted it to be. I found myself bored in a few parts. Like, it was slow. So, and for me, if I don't mind a slow book, as long as the plot is still interesting enough that it's keeping me like wanting, even if I'm going through slow parts, it's fine because I know it's going to pick up and blah, blah, blah. And I was still interested in the story, but I lost interest in the story more than once. And I pushed through because I was reading it like this is happening. So I actually unhauled the rest of the series because I had the first 4 books in the series and I didn't want to read the rest of them. I have had a few people tell me number 2 was like so much better, but I don't care. So it's fine. I gave it a try and yeah, I'm not going to worry about that one. Okay. So that's that round. Now let's talk about the rest of the year. Because if you remember in my video where I talked about being overwhelmed and all the things, blah, 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 I said this. I'm still doing my 5-year Unhaul project that's going now it's going through the end of the year. It always has, but I had to kind of change up the timeline for the end of the year and kind of like group some more things together just because I started running out of time. That was part of it too. So I just kind of manipulated that a little bit. Still going through the end of the year. That hasn't changed. Yeah, I'm going to go back on that because here's why. If I continue this project right now, the month of September, I am reading Bookathon books and Buzzwordathon books. Like, that's my focus. Loving it so far. Which means the rest of the books that I hauled back in 2015 when I started my channel, I have a certain number of books that I would need to read between October and December. And this is how many I would have to read. 9 books. 9. These are the 9 books that I would need to read between October and December in order to finish this project, or I would have to unhaul them. And I don't want to do it, you guys. That's 3 books a month. And I would have these, and I would have 5-star predictions that we're going to start in October. So we're running into the same problem I had where things are being picked for me and I have deadlines and half my TBR is already picked for the rest of the year. And I don't want that. I want to read these books, just not right now. Like, not a single one of these is jumping out at me that I want to read right this second. So, I'm going to be kind to myself and I'm going to say this project is done. And I'm not going to unhaul any more books. I am glad that I did it for the first part of the year, and I'm glad that I DNF'd some of them and got rid of them. And I realized I wasn't interested in them anymore. The ones that I have unhauled, I don't have any regrets at all. Not reading them and unhauling them. So I'm not like looking back and going, oh, well, if I wasn't going to finish the project, why did I even unhaul those? I don't have any regrets at all. I'm glad that I did that because that's less things in here that are staring me in the face, basically. So yeah, I'm going to call this project done for me. And I know I struggled with this. I went back and forth about whether or not I was just going to push myself and do it, but I didn't want to force myself to read the books I wasn't interested in at the moment, just so I can have the content. And I felt like that's what I was doing. So yeah. I know I do have a little bit of guilt still wrapped around it that, I started something, I'm not finishing it, but I have to do what makes me happy. And even just the idea of being very random with my TBR and picking what I want in the moment is just, that is what's exciting me. So I'm not going to finish this project, and it's okay. I'm okay with it. And yeah, so I do apologize if you guys were excited to see the rest of it. It's not something that's bringing me joy at all. And, I still do want to read these books. I really, really do. And they're going to stay on my shelves. I'm not getting rid of them by any means. I'm just not going to read them right now. And that's okay. They will be sitting there ready for me when I am ready for them. And it's okay. So I guess that's going to be it for my 5-year Unhaul project. And yeah, so thank you for understanding. And all is good. I'm very much at peace with the decision to not finish it and to just kind of move on from it. So, all right. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Let me know if you guys have any questions down below, and I will see you again soon. Hope you have a great day.